Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another Build in Public update, this time for week 26 and 27. I always do these on Wednesday, so we'll always have 2 weeks from Wednesday to Wednesday. I'm just going to show you what we've been up to with SwiftBrief, and in the next week I'm also going to start sharing some of our other projects that we're running behind the scenes. And let's get started. All right, so we're putting the final touches on the clustering flow for keywords that are expanded from a root topic. This helps people organize their briefs in a more roadmap-like manner. So basically, we're giving you all the topics that you should be covering under a certain root topic in order to get closer to topical authority. We have 2 flows for this. One is that's shown here. It's basically you add a root topic and we expand that root topic into all its subtopics. And another flow that we're building is you just upload a file of keywords. It's a very common process of these clustering tools that already exist out there to just take a file from Ahrefs or from SEMrush or whatever, and then cluster that and then just give you an export file as well. So we're offering one beginner-friendly mode and one more pro mode that gives more control over what the output is going to look like. And then as part of that, I'm working very closely with one of our existing customers to tweak the process that we have more towards what they expect to see in the final result. So I am in close email contact with them. That's more of like a prototype-y stage, just to make that flow closer to what we expect to see, as we're not SEO experts, or at least myself. We're obviously working together with others to get that stuff right. And that customer specifically has also told me that he is more than willing to just jump on any type of prototype. So we have a tight customer feedback loop here, and we're trying to keep it that way. Then for the more maintenance heavy stuff, we have a behind the scenes, somewhat elaborate workflow that is creating those briefs and has multiple steps that as of now run all in series, so they run all after each other, but we can greatly improve performance by running some of them in parallel. If the inputs do not depend on each other, we can just run them in parallel. And so we're creating a bunch of more or less atomic Lambda functions that will be orchestrated by this thing called AWS step functions. So it's something on Amazon Web Services where we can orchestrate the workflow with a flowchart, and we can kind of show to any new developer, person, whatever, in a documented form how this process works, which right now we have as its own flowchart, but here it's in the tool. So you have this UI that lets you compose these workflows in a visual manner. And what's also great is that we can, we get retries and message queuing out of the box. And while we're doing this is, one, to improve performance, and then second, to make this workflow more resilient. So if it fails, it automatically retries multiple times. We'll have a dead letter queue where messages that get failed to deliver a couple times, they go in. And then also what we're getting as well is, as I said, the documentation part. But also we're moving the brief process to run completely in the background so that you don't have to sit in the UI in our web app and wait for the brief to finish. We can basically just accept the keywords from any source via post request or whatever to then kick off this workflow, compose the brief, and then just send you an email or send some type of notification once the brief is done, which will help a lot, wasting less time in the app and making this workflow more smooth. But it also opens up possibilities on both the input side, so from where can we get the keywords, and also on the output side, where can the keywords go in the end. And we're working on a Chrome extension that I've showed in the last update You should check it out if you haven't seen it. And we can just ship keywords directly from popular keyword research tools and things like that into SwiftBrief without the user having to leave their workflow that they are in. And that will take some time. Obviously, it's a big refactoring here that's going on, but it will just pave the way towards the future. All right, and then not everything is always great. Yesterday and also today we had some trouble with one of our APIs, and one of our customers reached out to us. That is usually doing a bunch of briefs in batches, so he batches together 20 or more, and yeah, he ran into some trouble. Turned out that the API provider decided to do maintenance without telling anyone and is still having issues kind of catching up to whatever happened yesterday. So I have started to work on a replacement, finding a replacement to fall back to that once shit goes south, but also so just make it more bulletproof. But also I think we need to specifically monitor those APIs somehow and pipe that into Slack so that we can be more less reactive and more proactive in reaching out to the customer, letting them know that things are not really working out. And that's always a great thing to do. If you can tell someone before they are using the tool that they might have some trouble. And what I've also done is I offered this customer to just send over all the topics and associated brands for the briefs to me. And I started running some of them by hand this morning, just so that we can offer great customer service, because clearly the problem is on us, right? And I have worked around by finding the simple solution by basically making a trade-off with the accuracy of the brief, but at least making it work so that they could take over and create the rest of their briefs themselves, as they have some sort of timeline themselves. And I think, I have to continue to figure out what's going on that end, as it's still not resolved, but we have a somewhat stable solution for now. And yeah, that was already it. And I hope that was somewhat insightful into what's going on, and hopefully also something to learn in there as well. But yeah, just let me know in the comments anything you would love to see more of, anything you want to see less of, like the more technical details. I don't know if that's super interesting. It's interesting for me because that's my background, but I don't know if that's interesting for everyone. And yeah, that's it. See you next week. Peace.